people of the internet. This is a Geek Gaming Culture Soapbox channel, and I want to elaborate a little bit about the potential email that I had talked about in a prior video concerning the Dr. DisRespect thing. Now, first thing first, let's get something out of the way right now. I'm going to preface this by saying that I do not condone the actions that are alleged, notice the word alleged, of Dr. DisRespect. I'm not going to go any further than that, but the reason I say alleged is because in the previous video I have mentioned that even though Dr. DisRespect admitted that he talked to somebody and he edited that tweet several times over and that didn't look good for him, I'm trying to look at this through a more rational perspective and not a knee-jerk, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with him anymore, whatever. And I want to look at this through a more calmer perspective and let's figure out what's going on. And in his tweet, I want to specify that at no point did he ever say that he knew the person was underage or 17 years old or anything of the sort. People were going to try to put words into his mouth. I am not going to do that because I want to make sure that if it turns out that there was no there, that I'm not the one that's going to be having egg on my face here. But I'm not going to have egg on my face if it turns out that everything that happened, which he was sexting, their own words, a underage person, underage in the state that they were living in, that is, because I'm using the word alleged. That matters here. It also matters the laws of the state that this person resides in. I can't help that. If you have a problem with that, go and talk to the person that makes the laws. I can't help you there. However, I'm seeing a lot of people, even people who would normally be against cancel culture, all of a sudden saying, I don't want to have anything more to do with him. Okay, why are you not specifying this email? I don't understand this. And then you have the usual people who do nothing more than to, whenever they see the quote-unquote usual suspects, I'm talking about critical drinker, quartering, neurotic, Eric July, those people, or even other people like Breaking Points or Rising and stuff like that, right wing and left wing, they do nothing more than to attack them. And I want to make it perfectly clear, if you have a problem with them, I'm pretty sure they're open for a debate. Unlike you guys who are constantly attacking them, they're always asking, hey, what do you think about this topic? Leave a comment. I want to know what you think. People like Loza, people like Kate Bush's husband, I'm getting real sick of seeing that name all the time. They will not open themselves up for pushback. At the very least, even though I don't agree with most of the people that I just mentioned, they opened themselves up to scrutiny. They opened themselves up for criticism. The ones that I just mentioned, they never have. They'll block you if you disagree with them on Twitter or Next or whatever you want to call it. So there you go. Now, as for this particular situation, I wanted to clarify some things because I didn't feel comfortable in leaving it there, because now what's happening is that you have some people who are calling this email a deepfake. And to be quite honest, I, in my video, said that this is unconfirmed. So I'm leaving the possibility out there that it is. Now, if it is a deepfake, and we'll get to some people who are saying it is in just a moment, but if it is, then it's a pretty freaking good deepfake. I want to first bring up the issue in which Rod Blenson, the slasher guy, the one that said he knew why Dr. D was banned from Twitch, he called this entire thing BS. At this point, I dismiss anything this guy is saying as it pertains to this particular email. And the reason why is because this particular email, if it were true, implicates him. Because Corey Connors named him in one of the 3 tweets in which Corey Connors was trying to exploit and weaponize his would-be knowledge in order to sell out his concerts. And we know that those particular tweets were true. They were accurate. They were real. So, of course, Satcher would not admit that these things were true one way or the other. He would go about saying, hey, these were BS. Because if he said, yeah, they were true, then that means that he's in on the sabotage. that he is implicated in this whole conspiracy. So, of course, he's not going to tell you that they're true. He's going to try to say that they are untrue. Either that or they're going to try to do the red herring, try to get you away from investigating this possibility. Also, there was a Bloomberg article, but as far as I'm aware from the Ackman, that Bloomberg article, first of all, is behind a paywall, and second of all, it's not really delving into anything new that they heard about before this whole thing with Dr. DisRespect came out. So it was just repeating what we already knew prior to the recent tweet that Dr. DisRespect posted. And as far as the Twitch employees are concerned, this email is what is questioning the validity of the words of the Twitch employees. It's pushing back against that. And not only that, but why would the Twitch employees who would have an axe to grind and would have an ulterior motive here, why would they admit that? And I liken that to what happened with Channel Awesome and the Not So Awesome document. And if you want any more details about that, the almighty Loli, who covered and reviewed the Channel Awesome anniversary movies, sprinkled in some pushback on the Not So Awesome document. And in the second one, the Suburban Nights review goes more into that in great detail. I implore you to watch all of his stuff. They're incredible reviews, and he says some stuff that even I did not pick up on. I want to get into one other thing, is the Proton Mail. So I'm looking at this site, and what I find is what Proton Mail is, basically, it's a way for you to send emails anonymously, meaning that if you need to send an email to someone without anybody knowing who you are, or anybody being able to track you and to find out who you are to dox you, then you can use this in order to have that happen. So what could have happened here is that whoever sent this email, assuming it is real, I'm not going to take away the possibility that it is a deepfake here, but if it is real, then whoever sent it was scared that they would be found out that they sent it, and then they would get attacked. Because it seems though whoever talked wasn't supposed to talk in the manner that they did. Basically, someone was trying to send an anonymous tip to someone in the journalistic sphere, trying to say, hey, you have no business knowing who I am right now. I need to keep myself anonymous in case someone finds out. I am not technically allowed to talk to the press. And knowing how some in the gaming press are like, I wouldn't blame this person for wanting to keep themselves private, wanting to keep themselves hush-hush. However, I want to get to the email itself. And this is where I really want to clarify. The reason why I'm holding judgment, and that doesn't mean that I'm going one way or the other yet. And right now I have reasons to believe there's a deepfake, reasons to believe it's not, or with this email. The reasons why I'm holding judgment right in the moment, and I know that's going to be a really unpopular position for me to take. I understand that, but the reason why I'm doing that is because I do want to know for sure about this email. I want to know for sure, because this would change the entire game. And second of all, it would make sense, given what Dr. DisRespect said. First of all, he never said he knew that this person was underage. He never said he didn't know. We just don't know the full details about his knowledge of all of this. Maybe he found out and he tried to get out of this and just was unsuccessful here. The other thing that I thought, and this is me trying to exhaust any reasonable doubt, because I do want to still try to give the guy a reasonable doubt here, is that the idea of him saying that the discussions were inappropriate, he didn't really say in what manner. So what I believe is that if this email is true, then it had to do with more of a non-sexual thing, but rather he was trying to leverage a particular thing he was trying to get off the ground. This name brand, what was this? And how is this a part of the story? If that is the case, then this becomes more of a idea of Twitch thinking that he was breaching contract and some people wanted him gone, so they used this as an excuse in order to get back at him for something else, the streaming in the bathroom. Now that doesn't mean that I'm condoning anything. This doesn't mean I'm condoning if he did have these sort of communications with this person, then okay, he's probably done. Probably because this is the internet, you never know. Okay? The internet is forever. But at the same time, I cannot in good conscience completely shut this email out. And if it turns out that I say, oh, well, he's canceled, I don't want to have anything to do with him anymore, and then it turns out that this email's true, that this is accurate, that it's real, here's the person who sent it, he wants to talk or she wants to talk to someone in public, then what does it make all of us? right? What does that make all of us if we end up being wrong that this email is legitimate? So what I'm going to propose is this to the person that wrote this, assuming this is accurate, even if it's not accurate, assuming that you're the one who wrote this and we can vet you, you can contact me at Geek Game Culture on X, DM me. And if we can vet you, you do not have to reveal your name. You do not have to reveal anything as to your identity if you don't want to. But you can send whatever you need to send in order to have us confirm the validity and the accuracy of this email. And then I will report it. Because I think if this is true, if this is an accurate email, this is a legitimate email, this changes a lot. And if not, if it's not an accurate email, then okay, then throw them to the wolves. Throw the whole lot to the wolves, and then we have to talk about what Twitch has done. But again, if this email is accurate, then okay, then we have a lot more questions. But that's why I want to make sure this is accurate before I throw Dr. DisRespect to the wolves. Before I do that, I want to know if this email is accurate from a viable source that doesn't have a prior agenda and would be implicated if this were true. Because I do not believe Slasher anymore. I do not believe him when it comes to this, because he's becoming implicated if that were the case. If this was true, it would implicate him. So of course, he's not going to say that this is true. He's not going to say that, hey, this is a real email, this is what really happened. He's not going to say that, because he seems like one of the people that this email is describing. And it's not me defending Dr. DisRespect. This is not me defending pedophilia or anything like that. This is me doing what Kotaku, Polygon, and Aftermath will not do, which is have journalistic integrity, which is trying to get the story right, but still giving you the information that we have in order to make sure that you can make your own decisions. Kotaku, Polygon, they're not gonna do that. They have an agenda. They will hide stuff from you. I don't care what Aftermath tries to say. I don't care what Nathan Grayson had to say. Gaming journalists will hide stuff from you because they have an agenda too. And it's clear to see that what agenda they had. They want to protect their own behinds. They want to protect their own investments. Same thing here. And I would love to hear what YouTube has to say about this too. Because if YouTube is seemingly not saying anything, they still haven't said anything, that might say something too. What is YouTube's position on this? They haven't said we're going to release him from the contract yet, assuming they should at all. I don't know what the contract is. I don't know what their position is right now. So yeah, if you are the author of this email, I will be as honest as I can, and I will not spin anybody's words. I'll try to be as honest as I possibly can to the people who are going to hear from you. And if you want to make yourself known, and I'm pretty sure you're probably angry that Kotaku Polygon saw this and didn't go with it and thought you were deep faking it, then go talk with somebody like me. I'll be more than happy to report on what you feel needs to be addressed. So with that being said, thank you very much. I hope I cleared it up, and I hope people are not that angry at me. I just want to make sure that I have every last corner covered before I throw anybody out to the wolves, regardless of who it is. I think somebody who is accused of something as serious as this would deserve to have any bit of reasonable doubt taken away before somebody does that. I would expect the same done for me, so I would extend that same hospitality to someone even if it's not looking good for the person that's being accused. Because I not only believe in innocent until proven guilty, but I also believe in beyond a reasonable doubt. And I believe this email, until we find out one way or the other, provides reasonable doubt. There's your other thing there. Till next time, to be continued.